Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Mariam Shabir, and today we are going to speak about the devastating impacts of floods happening in Pakistan. It is happening across Pakistan, starting from Gilgit-Baltistan due to glacier melting, and it is happening in Sindh province, Punjab province, Balochistan province, Azad Jammu and Kashmir as well due to monsoon rainfall. There is recorded rainfall in different parts of Pakistan, which are creating a lot of difficulties for the populations living there. According to National Disaster Management Authority, from June till now, the reported death toll is quite high. It's around 820 to date, and it has highest number of men, 338, females 178, and a lot of children, which is 304 in across Pakistan, which is very alarming. If we break down this death toll across provinces, you will see that the highest number is in Balochistan, which is 225 deaths, 231 in Sindh, 166 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, 151 in Punjab province, 137 in Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and 9 deaths in Gilgit-Baltistan. This includes men, women, and children. Flood is causing injuries to the people living there as well. If you look at the toll given by National Disaster Management Authority, the highest number of injuries is reported in province Sindh, which is 701, followed by Punjab 300, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa 195, Balochistan 95, and there are small number of injuries from other provinces as well. If you look at the damages caused by flood, it has damaged bridges in Gilgit-Baltistan and other parts of provinces as well. It has demolished roads and infrastructure. The houses, either partially or completely, is damaged and washed away with floods in different parts of Pakistan, and populations are living under naked sky in most part of Pakistan. If we look at the province-wise breakdown, you see in Punjab, the total number of houses damaged are 27,897. And imagine the number of people living in each house. And there is no help for them. And livestock is most of the people living in Punjab, Balochistan, and Sindh. They are dependent on livestock as well as agriculture. Agriculture is gone, their crops are gone, and so is their livestock. If you look at province Balochistan, 26,567 houses has been damaged and 500,000 livestock is lost. It's nothing left with them. And the kind of trauma which floods has on these people is a separate story. If you look at the number of Sindh province, it is also alarming. 250,000 houses has been damaged either partially or completely, and 2,884 livestock has been suffered and washed with flood, and it's gone. You know, these are the number which is coming from Pakistan and National Disaster Management Authority. According to National Disaster Management Authority, there is aid by different organizations, not only from government but from different organizations such as UNHCR, Save the Children, and other organizations to name a few. And some of the people on individual basis, like always do in Pakistan, they are also trying. But if you compare that humanitarian aid which is given by NDMA on their website with the actual number which is on the ground, it's alarming and it's nothing. There are reports of the media which are reporting that there are a lot of people suffering under naked sky, especially in Balochistan, and they do not have anything to eat from past 3 days, and they are waiting for the food. In some few years back, when I was in the field for my research work in DG Khan, which is rural area of Punjab, there when I talked to community, they told that this aid which is announced in the media, it does come. Sometimes it also reaches to the provinces, but it doesn't reach to the one who deserve it, who are the sufferer. And this is due to poor governance and political affiliations as well, to say so. Those who are influential and who have direct contact with the one who are, administration and one who are distributing, they are going to get that aid. But the rest of the people who are affected, they are either going to get very small portion of it, or they are not going to get at all. And what you see is that after some times, these the items from these aid are sell on different shops on cheap rates, which is the lack of empathy, to say so, and the poor governance. The kind of impact these floods we always talk about in the media, and everyone talks about, number, and also talk about livestock and, houses damaged and all that, which is right. It does, flood does impact this and this physical health as well. It does bring waterborne diseases, stomach diseases, and skin irritation, and a lot of other problems. But no one talks about the mental trauma of these communities they go through every time flood hits them. They lose their homes, they lose their education, they lose their kids, they lose every single belonging, like their motorcycles, their cycles. Imagine losing one of your favorite thing in some tragedy, and it does impact your mental health. So imagine that they lose everything due to floods in almost every province of Pakistan. And floods are hitting repetitively. It's not one time phenomena. So there is not any counseling for them in the future, or in the even from the previous floods as well. It is kind of stigma to even discuss that, mental health issues and trauma does exist due to such climate tragedies, which should be considered in future plannings by the governments and the relevant institutions such as health departments of Pakistan. And also this can be done on pro bono basis, like different psychiatrists and psychologists can also reach out to these communities and talk about them. The second most important thing is that there is need of the capacity building of the local populations. Flood does hit. It is happening due to climate change. It is a calamity. It does hit every time with greater magnitude. What we have to do is to equip local communities so that they can come out of those places at their own, because sometimes help reaches, but it reaches very late, and it's too late for them to control the damage every time. So it's very important for the local community to have this capacity to get out of those floods and save their lives and save their loved ones, at least if they cannot save their livestock, or if they cannot save their crops or houses. Another most important thing which needs to be done is the climate resilient infrastructure. Debate should be begun, and money should be invested there. Entrepreneurs can come up with that. Humanitarian organizations who are giving aid in the form of food or other items, they can do it in the later stages. And also developed countries which are contributing to the emissions which are causing these impacts to the developing countries can also contribute to even technology transfer, to controlling their emissions, and achieving their carbon reduction targets and methane reduction targets. But that is very bigger picture. Governments cannot blame every time to other countries that developing countries are causing it, developed countries are causing it. That is true. It is causing it. It is causing global emissions. They are causing carbon dioxide emissions, methane emissions, which are causing global warming temperatures, bringing heat waves, ultimately floods, droughts, and all those impacts. But we need to work on ground for our people. This is need of the hour. Equip local population with capacity building, give them opportunities to utilize their skills. They have abilities and skills of local arts. We need to promote them. Embroideries, it's so wonderful and so beautiful. That can be utilized to earn money in the future for them. Train them and equip them with IT skills, and tell them that how they can use social media. Provide them with smartphones so that they can earn online their own money, so that they are not dependent on you, and they are not only dependent on livestock every time on crops which are washed away with floods every time. And please show some empathy. Government really need to do something about accountability, and keeping check and balance on the administrations in each province. to make sure that it reaches to the deserved ones. And please raise some funds in the capacity, whatever capacity you can, and send help to the local people over there. And I really do hope that this is over, which is not going to over very soon, and people are back to their homes which are damaged unfortunately, but they do get help in the future to construct their homes, and so that they can start normal life. In next vlog I will come up with another issue. Till then, goodbye.